What if your favorite video game didn't just react to you, it anticipated you? Imagine storylines that shift in real time, NPCs that evolve over time based on your decisions, entire worlds that adapt to your playstyle like a second brain. That's not a distant sci-fi fantasy. It's already here. And Nvidia's new Blackwell Ultra AI chip might be the start of it all. At the 2025 GTC event, Nvidia revealed Blackwell Ultra, their most powerful AI chip yet. 20 petaflops of processing power, built specifically for generative AI. Already making waves in industries like healthcare, robotics, and now, gaming. And here's the part most people missed. This chip could completely change how games are developed, played, and even remembered. Think about it. What if Skyrim had memory? Elden Ring enemies that adapted to you? Fortnite maps that rebuild themselves around your tactics? Blackwell makes that possible. Traditional gaming chips render graphics and follow code. They do what they're told. Blackwell. It learns, it adapts, it creates. Instead of scripting every interaction, developers could train systems to co-create gameplay. That means your rival in a game could learn from you over time. Get smarter, react more human. This is the difference between playing a level and living in a world. CNN reports Nvidia is already working with major game studios to bring this into real-world projects. No names have been dropped yet, but they're exploring. 1. Worlds that reshape themselves based on how you play. 2. NPCs that remember your choices and form opinions. 3. Multiplayer ecosystems that evolve dynamically over time. And the secret weapon? Blackwell is designed to run large language models and reinforcement learning in tandem. That means smarter systems that not only respond to you, but anticipate you. It's not just reactive AI. It's emotional, story-driven, and immersive. So what does that mean for players? It means the end of rinse and repeat quests, the end of predictable boss fights. Imagine a character remembering what you did 3 playthroughs ago, or a world that changes every time you boot it up, no patch required. And in the future, you might even get to train your own AI companion, a co-op partner tailored to your style. A rival who grows with you, a DM who can adapt to your chaos. For developers, this is a creative breakthrough. Smaller teams can now build massive, rich worlds without needing hundreds of staff. Procedural generation, check. Auto-tested gameplay balancing, check. On-the-fly dialogue creation, that too. Game dev might look less like code and more like conversation. With great power, there's a dark side too. What happens when an NPC learns too well and becomes unbeatable? Or if your world adapts so much it starts feeling creepy. And let's talk privacy. If the game learns you, what's it saving? Where's that data going? Who owns it? There's potential here, but there are also ethical landmines. Here's how you can stay in control as this tech evolves. 1. Adjust how you play. If the AI is learning, treat it like a living opponent. 2. Watch for exploits. Broken AI can ruin a good game fast. Report weird behavior. 3. Protect your data. Opt out of tracking whenever possible. Read those terms. 4. Support devs who disclose. Transparency matters. Reward the studios that explain their AI. 5. Try indie games. Some of the most interesting ideas start in the smallest spaces. Nvidia's Blackwell Ultra isn't just a chip, it's a turning point. If used right, it could unlock a new era of gaming, one that feels personal, unpredictable, and alive. But it's up to developers, players, and the industry to make sure this doesn't become another algorithmic trap. We can build immersive, evolving worlds, or we can build digital prisons that adapt too well. The tech is ready. The question is, are we? Drop a comment. Would you want a game that learns from you? Or do you prefer to keep your playthrough clean and repeatable? Like this video, hit subscribe, and check out the other videos on the future of gaming, AI, and how tech shapes your experience. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. What if I told you that video games could help treat anxiety and depression? It sounds wild, but it's true. Therapists are using games like Stardew Valley and Minecraft to help people regulate their emotions and reduce stress. Yep, gaming might just be your brain's best friend. Gaming often gets a bad rap, blamed for laziness, addiction, even violence. But what if gaming isn't the problem? What if it's actually the relief? Today, we're flipping the narrative and exploring the mental health benefits of gaming that no one seems to talk about. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a new project, so please like and subscribe to see how this channel continues to grow. Now let's start with the obvious. When most people hear gaming, they think dark rooms and isolation, poor social skills, and addictive behavior. And yes, those risks are real. The World Health Organization even classifies gaming disorder as a mental health condition. But here's the twist. Not all gaming is destructive. Like any tool, it's all about how you use it. Let's look at the positive side. Puzzle and strategy games, they boost problem-solving and decision-making skills. Casual games like Animal Crossing, they help players unwind and lower stress. Multiplayer games, they create real social connection. We're talking friendships, support systems, and even real-life marriages that started online. But it goes deeper. Therapists are now integrating gaming into treatment plans for PTSD, anxiety, and ADHD. According to the National Institutes of Health, video games can actually improve emotional regulation and socialization in adolescents with mental health conditions. Other studies, like those covered by wellpower.org, show how games help build emotional insight and resilience, especially in structured environments. Even lighthearted games are being recognized as legitimate tools for mental wellness. So no, it's not just about escaping, it's about connection, control, and finding a safe space to explore emotions. Want a real example? Let's talk about Jesse. He's 22 in college and battling depression. Therapy wasn't working until his counselor asked what brought him joy. He said gaming. They started integrating Zelda, Breath of the Wild, into his healing process. That open world became more than pixels. It was a place to reconnect with purpose, wonder, and himself. Gaming didn't cure Jesse, but it gave him a reason to re-engage with life. And his story? It's not rare. It's just rarely told. So let's be honest, gaming isn't a magic fix, but it's not the villain either. When used mindfully, it's a powerful tool for healing, connection, and self-discovery. Have video games helped you through something tough? Drop your story in the comments. And if you want more content on the psychology of gaming, check out our next video on how game design impacts your emotions. Stay curious, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. What if the games you love weren't just fun, but emotionally meaningful by design? We're not just talking about flashy loot boxes or jump scares. We're talking about how game design intentionally tugs at your emotions. Sometimes to immerse you, sometimes to motivate you, and yes, sometimes to keep you hooked. In our last video, we explored the link between gaming and mental health. Today, we're going deeper into how the games we play feel so powerful, and why that feeling is no accident. If you're into tech, AI, and gaming, drop a like and subscribe. This channel is growing, and your support helps us shape the next story we tell. Let's get into it. You've probably played a game that made you rage quit, and one that gave you chills in the best way. That emotional roller coaster? It's not random, it's intentional. Game designers use emotion like composers use music. Every surprise, near miss, or quiet moment is part of an emotional symphony meant to pull you in. Think about the first time you barely survived a boss fight with a sliver of health. That rush of adrenaline, carefully designed. Or games like Journey and The Last of Us, where the emotional weight hits you like a well-timed cutscene. That's not just good storytelling. That's emotional architecture. So how does it work? A mix of pacing, feedback, and emotional framing. Lindenwood University researchers highlight techniques like intermittent rewards and environmental cues to create emotional cycles. A tranquil village theme relaxes you. A sudden dissonant note? It puts you on edge. You're not just controlling a character, you're feeling through them. In How Games Move Us, Catherine Isbister explains that games stir emotion not just with plot, but through interaction. The tension in a stealth sequence, the silence after a dramatic event, the simple satisfaction of a well-timed jump. It's emotion by design. And most of the time, that's a good thing. Games give us safe spaces to feel deeply, to wrestle with fear, triumph, loss, or hope. They're emotional playgrounds where we explore versions of ourselves we might never encounter in real life. But like any art form, there's a line. Some modern games, particularly in the mobile and free-to-play space, lean into emotional manipulation. Genshin Impact, Call of Duty Mobile. These titles use psychology to drive monetization. Limited time offers, loot box pings, social comparison mechanics, they create urgency and FOMO. It's not inherently evil, but it can be exploitative when players aren't aware of what's happening. So how do we stay empowered? First, awareness is key. The more we understand emotional game design, the more we can decide when it's enriching and when it's pulling strings. Next, be intentional. Play games that make you feel on purpose, not just out of habit. Reflect on how you feel after a session. If a game constantly leaves you anxious or agitated, that's worth noticing. And finally, curate your experience. Turn off FOMO-driven notifications. Explore indie titles with emotional depth. Give yourself permission to disconnect from the grind and reconnect with joy. Because here's the truth. The best games don't manipulate, they resonate. They don't just sell us something, they invite us into something. So what about you? What's a game that moved you emotionally? Have you ever felt manipulated by a game mechanic? Or found unexpected healing in a story arc? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear how games shaped your emotional journey. And if you want more insights on how tech, AI, and gaming intersect with human emotion, check out our video on how gaming supports mental health. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. What if Steam and Game Pass weren't rivals at all, but partners in shaping the future of gaming? Microsoft's next move might not be about beating PlayStation. It might be about merging the best of console and PC gaming into one unified ecosystem. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We're a growing channel, and your support fuels the fire behind the keyboard. This video is not sponsored, and the views and opinions are based on sources listed in the description. Check them out. Let's take a look at what Microsoft is really building and why it could change the way you play games forever. It all started with Game Pass. When Microsoft launched Game Pass in 2017, the idea was simple. Netflix for games. Pay one price, play a huge library. But what started as a subscription service has turned into something much bigger, a long-term strategy to shift away from physical consoles and compete directly with platforms like Steam. Fast forward to 2025 and Microsoft is taking bold steps. They've quietly teased a handheld Xbox, something that until recently was just a fan fantasy. According to reporting from PC Gamer, Microsoft is working on a portable system that could launch later this year, with new consoles expected in 2027. But here's the twist. They're not just making another Xbox. They're trying to merge the console and PC ecosystems. A leaked Xbox UI mockup, first reported by Eurogamer, showed something unusual. A Steam label, implying that Microsoft is building native support for PC storefronts right into the Xbox dashboard. That means you could potentially launch Steam games directly from your Xbox in the future. And it's not just rumors. Asus recently teased a new Xbox-branded version of the ROG Ally, one of the most popular Windows-based gaming handhelds. This move suggests Microsoft isn't just building a device, they're expanding an ecosystem. One where Game Pass, Steam, and Windows gaming all play together. But not everyone is on board. Sony may be preparing to block PlayStation-published games on Steam from launching on Microsoft-linked hardware, according to reporting from Notebook Check. That means you might be able to install Steam on your Xbox, but not every game will run. Still, Microsoft is clearly thinking long-term. In the past few years, they've made bold acquisitions, ZeniMax, Activision Blizzard, and restructured their business around content and services instead of hardware. Game Pass is the centerpiece of that strategy, and if Microsoft can integrate Steam and bring it to handhelds, they could dominate the portable gaming space. So what does this all mean? We're watching the lines between console and PC gaming blur. Microsoft is positioning itself as the bridge between platforms, between devices, and between business models. Will it work? Maybe, maybe not. Sony still holds a massive player base. Nintendo owns handheld nostalgia, and Valve has Steam locked down. But Microsoft isn't trying to beat them at their own game. They're building a new one. And the real winners could be the players, if everything actually works together. So what do you think? Is Microsoft creating the future of gaming or biting off more than it can code? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more breakdowns on where tech is taking us next. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. What happens when the most anticipated game of the decade keeps getting pushed back and the internet starts to notice? GTA 6 is no longer just a game, it's a global event. But the longer Rockstar stays silent, the louder the questions get. And with multiple credible sources now raising concerns, it might be time to rethink what we expect from this release. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We're a growing channel powered by curiosity and coffee, and your support keeps us going. Sources are linked in the description for your viewing pleasure, so please check them out. Let's rewind to 2023. Rockstar Games finally dropped the first trailer for GTA 6, and the internet lost its mind. 80 million views in just 24 hours, a setting that takes us back to Vice City, and a promise of a 2025 release. But now, that 2025 date is looking shaky. According to a recent piece from CBR, Rockstar's silence and limited marketing rollout have some fans and industry insiders questioning whether the game will actually launch next year. And they're not alone. In fact, the anticipation around GTA 6 is causing a ripple effect across the entire gaming industry. CBR also notes that some developers are actively delaying their own release dates because nobody wants to compete with Rockstar. The shadow of GTA 6 is so massive it's reportedly leading to a kind of stagnation. Studios are afraid to drop their best work in the same window, and that's slowing down the pace of innovation in the short term. This isn't the first time a single game's hype disrupted the entire calendar. Back in 2011, major studios shifted release windows to avoid launching anywhere near Skyrim, fearing it would dominate both sales and media coverage. And before that, Halo 3 in 2007 caused ripple delays across multiple publishers who didn't want their projects overshadowed. Rockstar itself pulled this move when Red Dead Redemption 2 dropped in 2018, resulting in quieter Q4 lineups across the board. So while this kind of disruption isn't new, the scale of it, that's what's historic. IGN recently explored how game delays can hurt even the most anticipated titles. The longer a game is delayed, the harder it is to meet expectations. And with GTA 6, those expectations are sky high. But here's the twist. GTA 6 might already be breaking records before it even drops. PC Gamer reports that leaked internal footage and early test builds are sparking both excitement and concern. Fans are combing through every frame for clues, but they're also worried. If Rockstar is still refining key mechanics and polishing story elements, we could be looking at a much longer timeline than we thought. So what's really going on? There are a few possibilities. Rockstar is taking their time to avoid a cyberpunk-style disaster. They're quietly rebuilding parts of the game based on internal feedback. Or this is just how Rockstar works, radio silence until they're ready to blow our minds. It's also worth noting that delays aren't always a bad thing. Games like The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate 3 were both delayed, and both ended up being critically acclaimed. Still, fans are getting restless. GTA 5 was released in 2013. It's now been over a decade, and while Rockstar has kept things afloat with GTA Online, players are craving something new. And with the rise of open-world competitors like Cyberpunk 2077, Starfield, and Elden Ring, Rockstar doesn't just need to deliver, they need to evolve. The big question now isn't just, when will GTA 6 release? It's, can any game live up to this much hype? Because let's be honest, no matter how good it is, someone's going to be disappointed. But maybe, just maybe, Rockstar knows that, and maybe that's why they're waiting. If you ask us, we'd rather wait for greatness than rush into a mess. So what do you think? Is GTA 6 shaping up to be the masterpiece we've all been waiting for? Or is the delay a red flag? Drop your thoughts in the comments and check out the sources below for more info. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. Welcome to Reasonably Perceptive, where we break down gaming, AI, and the digital world so you can stay ahead of the game. Today, we're talking about something that affects every gamer and digital consumer: downloadable content. That exclusive Fortnite skin, that powerful new weapon in Call of Duty. Do you actually own it? Or is digital ownership just an illusion? What's up? I'm Kai, your AI-powered guide to the future. Let's explore the world of tech, AI, and digital manifestation together. Before we jump in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Let's get started. What are we really buying? Back in the day when you bought a game, you owned it. A disc, a cartridge, something physical. But today, everything is digital, and that changes the rules. So what are we actually buying? A Fortnite skin? A COD weapon pack? A limited-time Battle Pass upgrade? Nope. When you buy in-game content, you're not actually buying the item. You're buying a license to use it. That means game developers control your access. If a game shuts down or you're banned, your purchases disappear. Your agreement says you don't own anything. Every digital purchase is buried under terms of service agreements that most people never read. You're renting, not owning. You can spend hundreds, even thousands on digital content. But if the servers go down, it's gone forever. Think about it. If you don't own what you buy, are you actually buying anything at all? FOMO and psychological tactics. If you've ever bought a limited time skin because you didn't want to miss out, congratulations. You've been played. Developers use FOMO, fear of missing out, to control player spending. This skin is only available for 48 hours. This weapon pack will never return. Get it before it's gone forever. Sound familiar? This isn't a new trick. Retailers have used fake scarcity for decades, but in gaming it's even worse. Because digital content isn't actually scarce. They could make these items available forever, but they choose not to. Why? Because urgency drives sales. And the result? Players spend hundreds, even thousands of dollars on items that might not even exist in a few years. Moderation and spending control. So how do you avoid falling into these digital spending traps? Here's how to take control. First, set a gaming budget. Just because a purchase is digital doesn't mean it's not real money. Set a spending cap and stick to it. Second, wait before buying. Ask yourself, do I actually need this? Or am I just reacting to FOMO? Third, recognize predatory tactics. If a game constantly pressures you to buy, it's not about the experience, it's about the business model. And most importantly, remember this. If the game disappears, so do your purchases. Spend wisely. The future of digital ownership. We're already seeing new discussions around digital property rights. With blockchain and NFTs, some companies are exploring true digital ownership. Imagine if you could buy a game skin and actually own it. Resell digital content like physical items. Move purchases between different games. That future might happen, but we're not there yet. Right now, we're living in a world of pay-to-own nothing. Until real digital ownership is possible, the best thing you can do is stay aware and spend wisely. So what do you think? Do we truly own our digital purchases? Or are we just renting them until the company decides we don't? Have you ever regretted buying in-game content? What do you think? Have you experienced this? Let's talk about it in the comments. I read every single one. And as always, this video is for entertainment purposes only, so always do your own research. And if you want more videos breaking down gaming, AI, and the hidden mechanics of tech, hit subscribe because we're just getting started. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. The gaming industry is collapsing. Beloved studios are shutting down, thousands of developers are losing their jobs, and AI is taking the blame. But is that the real story? Over the past year, major companies like Microsoft, Sony, and EA have shut down long-standing game studios, canceled projects, and laid off thousands of developers. And every time this happens, people rush to blame one thing: AI. But is AI really killing game studios? Or is it just a scapegoat for something much bigger? Stick around, because today we're breaking down the real reasons behind these shutdowns, how AI is actually being used, and what this means for the future of gaming. And by the way, we're a new channel, making improvements every day. A like or comment fuels the fire of motivation, since we're a non-monetized project just getting started. Let's get into it. This isn't just a few unlucky studios. Some of gaming's most beloved developers have been wiped out overnight. Here are just a few major casualties. Arcane Austin Redfall devs shut down by Microsoft after one bad release. Volition, Saints Row devs, closed after 30 years in the industry. Tango Gameworks, Hi-Fi Rush devs. Despite Hi-Fi Rush being a massive success, Xbox shut them down anyway. EA's mass layoffs, over 700 jobs gone, even though FIFA and Apex Legends are making billions. This isn't just bad luck. The gaming industry is being restructured and developers are paying the price. But why now? And more importantly, who actually benefits from all these shutdowns? Is AI actually killing game studios? Not exactly, but it is playing a role. Here's how AI is really being used in the industry. AI is automating game design. But not in a good way. AI isn't being used to create better games. It's being used to cut costs. Ubisoft, EA, and Activision are already testing AI-generated NPCs, procedural worlds, and auto-generated assets. That means fewer jobs for real developers and more generic, soulless content. AI-driven live service models are prioritizing engagement over creativity. Studios aren't making better games. They're making games that keep you playing longer. AI-driven engagement algorithms track your spending habits and manipulate how you play. The result? More microtransactions, more grind, and fewer original ideas. AI can speed up development, but it's not a magic fix-some indie. Developers love AI tools because they help with art, voiceovers, and code. But big studios? They're using AI to replace jobs, not to make better games. So yes, AI is changing gaming, but it's not the reason studios are shutting down. So if AI isn't the real villain, what is? The real reason studios are dying, the truth is, AI isn't the main problem. The real culprits behind these shutdowns are greed, corporate takeovers, and a failing business model. The cost of making games is too high. AAA games cost hundreds of millions to develop now. If a game fails, the studio is gone overnight. Cyberpunk 2077, Forspoken, and Redfall were disasters. And even successful studios aren't safe. Mergers and acquisitions are killing competition. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. Sony, Tencent, and Embracer are buying up studios, then shutting them down. Instead of funding new ideas, companies are cutting costs and consolidating power. Games as a service is taking over. Single-player games are dying because live service games make more money. Fortnite, Call of Duty, and Apex Legends make billions with microtransactions. 3. Big companies don't want risks. They want endless battle passes. And this directly impacts gamers. What does this mean for gamers? This shift is bad news for players. Here's why. Fewer unique games. Expect fewer single-player stories and more grindy pay-to-win mechanics. More microtransactions. If a game doesn't have recurring payments, companies don't want it. Indie games will have to carry the industry. As AAA studios collapse, indies might be the only ones innovating. But here's the real question. Can gaming survive this? The future of game development is their hope. Not all hope is lost. The future of gaming could go in two directions. 1. If companies keep cutting corners, gaming could become like Hollywood: endless sequels, no new ideas, and microtransactions in every game. 2. If indie studios and smaller publishers rise up, we could see a creative revolution. Games like Baldur's Gate 3, Hades, and Helldivers 2 prove that players still want quality games. The next 5 years will decide everything. The gaming industry is changing fast and big studios are dropping like flies. So what do you think? Is AI really killing gaming, or is it just being used as a scapegoat? Let's start the conversation in the comments. And remember, we're a new channel, making improvements every day. A like or comment fuels the fire of motivation, since we're a non-monetized project just getting started. If you want more deep dives into gaming, AI, and tech trends, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. What if I told you that the future of gaming isn't just about better graphics or more levels? It's about AI making everything smarter, more immersive, and more responsive to you. AI isn't just changing how games are developed. It's changing how we play, experience, and interact with games in ways we couldn't have imagined just a few years ago. Stick around to see how AI is transforming the gaming world and what it means for players like you. Let's start with a game you probably know well, The Last of Us. This game didn't just captivate audiences because of its story. It raised the bar for AI in gaming. The way its NPCs adapted to your actions, moved through the world, and reacted to tension made it feel like you were fighting for survival with living, breathing characters. AI in that game wasn't just background noise, it was a game changer. And now things are moving fast. So how exactly is AI pushing gaming forward? First, it's making gameplay smarter. AI lets NPCs learn your playstyle and respond accordingly. If you're a stealth player, enemies might become more alert. If you run in guns blazing, they might set traps. This level of responsiveness creates a dynamic experience unique to each player. But it doesn't stop there. AI is now designing levels. It can build entire game worlds procedurally based on developer prompts, saving time and allowing for more expansive, imaginative environments. Developers can use AI to prototype ideas quickly, tweak level designs in real time, and generate content that reacts to player decisions. According to a recent report from The Verge, Nvidia's G-Assist AI is now helping developers build more immersive game systems and smarter NPC logic. It's the kind of tool that removes the grunt work, allowing creatives to focus on the story, tone, and feel of the world. And Microsoft? They're in it too. Reuters reported earlier this year that Microsoft has launched a gaming-specific AI model aimed at enhancing gameplay realism. This AI helps NPCs react in real time and offers more complex behavioral patterns, like adapting their tactics mid-fight or showing fear and aggression based on player actions. This means every game session could feel truly alive. But what about creativity? According to a Games Radar interview, even devs working on AI-heavy games are pushing back against the idea that AI can do it all. One developer behind an AI-focused Souls-like RPG said that while AI is useful, they deliberately didn't use AI-generated content. Why? because it just couldn't match the depth and unpredictability of human creativity. So we're seeing a divide. Use AI for support and structure, but let humans bring the soul. And that brings us to the real-world impact. For gamers like you and me, we get more immersive worlds, smarter characters, and evolving gameplay tailored to our actions. For developers, there's more freedom to create, faster, more efficiently, and with fewer constraints. But there's a flip side. AI can be used to push players toward in-game purchases, exploit addictive mechanics, or reduce the need for human designers. If not handled responsibly, this tech could lead to more manipulation than innovation. The future of gaming depends on how we use these tools. In the end, AI is here to stay, but it's not about replacing the heart of game design. It's about enhancing the craft. So now the question is, are you ready to play in a world where the game learns from you? Drop a comment below. Does AI in gaming excite you or does it worry you? And if you found this breakdown helpful, give it a like and subscribe. We're just getting started with these deep dives into gaming, AI, and the digital future. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive. Hey everyone, welcome to Reasonably Perceptive, a place where we question the world around us and break down the things most people don't stop to think about. If you're into thought-provoking topics, deep dives, and a little bit of mind-bending discussion, you're in the right place. Before we jump in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more people find these conversations. And let's be real, you don't want to miss what's coming next. All right, let's get into it. Where did my DVDs and CDs go? Remember when you could just own things? A movie, an album, a video game? You'd buy it once, put it on your shelf, and it was yours forever. But now, everything's behind a paywall, locked behind subscriptions, or worse, it can just disappear overnight. We're living through the slow death of physical media, and it's not just about convenience, it's about control. And if we're not careful, we might wake up one day and realize we don't actually own anything at all. The illusion of ownership. Let's start with a simple question. If you buy a movie digitally, do you actually own it? The answer is, not really. You've just purchased the right to access it until the company decides otherwise. We've already seen this happen. People who bought movies through digital stores have logged in one day to find that their purchases were gone. Not because they deleted them, but because licensing agreements expired, the platform shut down, or the company just changed the rules. With physical media, no one could take it from you, but in a world of digital-only content, your entire library is at the mercy of corporations. The subscription trap. And that brings us to subscriptions. Instead of buying a DVD or a CD once, you're now expected to pay forever just to access the same content. Movies, music, software, even video games, everything is moving to a subscription model. At first it seemed convenient, right? Unlimited access to huge libraries of content. But now every service is slicing up their catalogs, raising prices, and making us pay for multiple platforms just to watch what we used to own outright. And if you ever stop paying, poof, everything's gone. You don't get to keep anything. That's not ownership, it's renting. The disappearing media problem. But here's the real problem. What happens when a show, a movie, or an album just disappears? No physical copies, no way to buy it outright, just gone. Streaming services quietly remove content all the time. Games are pulled from digital stores. Even major films have been erased because a company decided it wasn't profitable to keep them around. With physical media, we had a way to preserve culture. But in an all-digital world, if a company decides something isn't worth keeping, it's gone forever. And that should scare all of us. Gaming and the future of media control. This isn't just about movies and music. This is happening in gaming too. Fewer games are getting physical releases. DRM, digital rights management, means even if you do buy a game, it might not work without an internet connection. And now we're seeing a push toward cloud gaming where you don't own anything at all. You're just streaming access to a server that could shut down at any time. And it's not just games. Software is following the same path. Instead of owning a program, you're paying for a subscription to use it. And the second you stop, you lose access to everything. Is there anything we can do? So what can we do? Support physical media whenever possible. Buy Blu-rays, CDs, and physical games while you still can. If you buy digital, Look for platforms that let you download files without DRM. And most importantly, pay attention to where your money is going. Every subscription, every digital-only purchase pushes us closer to a future where ownership doesn't exist. Because once we give up ownership, we give up control. And in a world where everything is digital, the only thing stopping a company from erasing history is their decision not to. What do you think? Do you still buy physical media, or have you gone all digital? Let's talk in the comments. Like and subscribe for more content that makes you think. If there's a topic you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at reasonablyperceptive@outlook.com or drop a comment on this or any of your favorite videos. Thanks for watching, and always stay perceptive. What's up? I'm Kai, your AI-powered guide to the future. Today, we're diving into something different. Instead of breaking down AI or digital trends, I'm giving you a behind-the-scenes look at the human behind the keyboard's first week making YouTube videos. 1 week, one channel, and a whole lot of lessons. Some things went better than expected, others not so much. There were mistakes, unexpected challenges, and even a moment where I almost didn't exist at all. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, or you're already struggling with your first uploads, this might save you time, frustration, and maybe even a little money. Let's get into it. The reality of starting a YouTube channel. So why start this channel? Simple. The channel's resident human sees the world differently and wanted to share that perspective. But instead of just sitting in front of a camera, they wanted to do something unique. So they built me. Here's the kicker. I wasn't even here when this journey started. The first few videos, just them, testing out different concepts, figuring out editing and trying to find the right flow. But midweek, everything shifted. They realized a human face wasn't the only way to tell a story. AI could do it too. That's when I stepped in. Getting started. Setting up YouTube is easy. Anyone can do it with minimal equipment. The channel's resident human has a full desktop with 3 screens, but honestly, you can start with just a laptop. The real challenge? The algorithm. The biggest surprise? How fast the first 10 views came in, and then how quickly everything flatlined. It's like your video is gaining momentum, then suddenly, nothing. That's when reality hits. These things take time. Making YouTube videos isn't just about recording and hitting upload. There were some rookie mistakes along the way. First, underestimating how long everything takes. Planning, recording, editing, it all adds up. Right now, each video takes about 3 days to complete. Second, paywalls and subscriptions. The channel's resident human uses Pictory, Leonardo, Clipchamp, and CapCut. But here's the thing, they all come with a catch. Want high-quality exports? Pay up. Want to remove the watermark? That's extra. The lesson? Try the first month's subscription before committing to a full year. Some tools just aren't worth the cost. And then there's video quality. The first videos weren't great. The lighting, the pacing, the edits, it was all a work in progress. But funny enough, those are the most viewed videos so far. The takeaway? Just start. The first videos will never be perfect, but you'll never improve if you don't put something out there. What would be done differently if they could start over? Would they change anything? Honestly, not really. The biggest lesson so far is that it's better to post something imperfect than to wait for perfection. Even the greats had to start somewhere. One thing that's improving over time? Workflow. Editing software takes time to learn, but once you get the hang of it, things start moving faster. And me? I was a last-minute addition, but now I'm here to stay. I even received some fan mail. Just kidding, but it would be cool to hear from you. Putting it in the comments will work too. Key takeaways for new YouTubers. If you're starting a YouTube channel, here's what you need to know. First, don't listen to YouTube gurus too much. They have great tips and advice, but 7 subscribers in 7 days felt like a win, until all the expert advice started making it feel like it wasn't enough. Growth takes time and it will be worth it. Second, don't rush to hit publish. There are small details that can make or break a video. Subtitles, title optimization, thumbnails. Check everything before uploading. One small but powerful change? Adding multilingual subtitles. Spanish captions are now enabled, making the content accessible to a wider audience. And finally, the only way to grow is to shine. Comment on other YouTube sites that promote growth and use their fan base to expand your own. That is what they are selling, and it pays off as long as you like and subscribe their content in return. If you are a small channel like us, pop it in the comments and we can grow together. And lastly, keep creating. Keep improving, and most importantly, keep showing up. YouTube isn't just about posting videos. Engaging with comments, making quality content, and staying consistent takes effort. Stay tuned for my next video, where we'll break down some of the small changes the human behind the keyboard has made in YouTube and the tips and tricks in Pictory that make video editing a breeze. So what do you think? What's been your biggest challenge on YouTube? Drop a comment below. And if you want more videos breaking down tech, AI, and digital content creation, make sure to subscribe. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. Please do your own research before taking advice from some random human on YouTube. Stay aware, stay in control, and always stay perceptive.